Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm doing the MUMLIFE Raw tag. This tag was started by another Australian mummy vlogger, Elise Cherie. Make sure that is her username. Yes, Elise Cherie. She is, like I said, an Australian vlogger. She's living in London at the moment. I've been watching her for probably about the past 6 months and I really enjoy her channel. So if you don't already follow her, I will leave a link below so that you can go check her out because I really enjoy watching her and I think you will too. So I'll just jump straight into the tag. Okay, first question is, describe your day as a mum today in one word. It's only 9:30 in the morning, but I would say overall this morning was hectic. What's the most challenging part about connecting with other mums? I find this to be a difficult question for me to answer. I'm fairly shy overall anyway. Like, I find it hard to connect with people I don't know, regardless of whether they're other mums or just other people that, you know, have come into my workplace or just random people that I meet and see. Like I said, I'm really shy, so I have a hard time striking up conversation with people that I don't know. Once I get to know someone, then I'm probably the complete opposite. I'm not shy at all at that point. But the first, you know, it takes me a while to walk up to someone. So I suppose the hardest part is being somewhere that you're going to have enough time to make a connection with someone. So, because as you know, it's really hard. Like when you have your kids and you're watching them, it's hard to, you've always got to have some part of your focus on your kids. You can never sort of just ignore them and, you know, concentrate on having a conversation with someone. You're always, most of your brain is focused on your child. So that is hard to sort of find the time to get to know someone. It is hard. But I found I have made a few mummy friends and it's been mostly through school. Like now that Taylor started school, that I have family friends. I never did a playgroup or anything with my kids, which I suppose if I had, then I would have had more mummy friends at this point, but it didn't really fit in with my life at the time. Yeah, I think the hardest part is being able to have a conversation where you can get to know someone, because you are obviously always focusing on your kid, and the same for them as well. Like, you're not the only one that's not focusing, they're not either, and that is as it should be. It does make it hard. Share one horrible poo moment. We've all been there. Okay, so my horrible poo moment, my most horrible poo moment was with Taylor. It was when she was probably around, it was before she was walking, so she's probably like between 8 and 9 months. So we had a jolly jumper, which if you don't, I mean, I'm sure you know what it is, but if you don't, it's basically a harness that you can attach to either a door frame or you can get a frame that it goes with. And the kid sort of is harnessed in and they can just bounce around in the jolly jumper, which is really, really fun for them. I mean, you're not meant to leave them in there for long, but it is something that they really enjoy doing. So Taylor really liked it. So I made myself some lunch and I decided to put her on the jolly jumper for a minute while I ate my lunch. So I did it, put her in my bedroom, so the door frame of my bedroom. I attached it up to the door frame of my bedroom. I sat on the bed facing her and then I ate my lunch. So she's jumping away and it was all great. I must be on my phone or something. I was eating, so I could see her in the corner of my eye, bouncing. And I looked over and she had pooed, but it had leaked out of the sides of her nappy and was on the floor underneath her on the carpet, and she was bouncing in it, and the poo was like splashing and like over the door, over the wall, and then the carpet, and it was like mushing in. Oh my god. And it was quite a liquidy poo, so it was disgusting, and it was getting rubbed in, and we had really like a really pale coloured carpet, so it was just, I think I got the stain out eventually, but it was never the same. And that was the worst poo moment of my life so far. Honestly, how much screen time does your child have? So with Taylor, when she was a baby, I would turn the TV on constantly. I would have it on all day. And the reason I did that, and it was always on ABC for Kids, which is a channel in Australia where it's just all kids shows. It's for kids under the age of 5, I think, for like toddlers and preschoolers. All the shows on there, you know, they don't have a bad guy. It's a really nice channel to have on. But I used to have that on all the time because I didn't know how to talk to a newborn child. I didn't know, I was home by myself, so I didn't really have, I found it really, really weird to talk to a newborn baby that couldn't talk back to you and didn't know what you were saying. I just found that really difficult. Obviously over time I got better at it, but I didn't want her to miss out on hearing, you know, language and developing language skills and things like that. So I would have the TV on constantly. She, not like I sat her in front of the TV and made her watch it or anything, but it was just always on in the background. So she always was hearing words and singing and music and that kind of thing. As she got a bit older, she started using the iPad a little bit. Probably when she was about 18 months old, she really got the hang of it really quickly. She used to do puzzles and things like that on the iPad, like games and apps. And she would have, I can't even remember, but she would have a good 10 minutes on there every day. These days with Taylor, she's at school 5 days a week, so she has no screen time unless they show like a movie or something at school, but she has no screen time during the day. She will usually come and watch a little bit of TV before school, like not a lot, but it's not like it's hard to tear her away from it. She'll watch it maybe for 10-15 minutes if that. But if we ask her to get dressed, she will get dressed straight away. If we were having problems with that, then I wouldn't let her. In the evening, she does like to watch the iPad, and she usually has 20 minutes to half an hour in the evening, definitely. And that would be every evening, of course. Sometimes after school, I will put on a movie for her to watch, but she kind of will watch it. She'll watch most of it, I guess, but she'll be doing other things as well and chatting to me, and it's always a movie that she's seen before, so it's not like she has to pay attention to it. She can sort of play and have it on and watch it and that kind of thing. Owen's a little bit different. He is not the kind of kid that wants to sit down and watch TV. Every morning when he wakes up, though, he wakes up at 5 o'clock in the morning, we bring him into bed with us and we turn the TV on, again onto this ABC for Kids channel, or if it's too early for ABC for Kids, because it starts at 5 o'clock, if it's too early, we'll put on a movie like a Frozen, or he really likes Beauty and the Beast and Finding Dory, he was watching for a little while there. So we'll put that on and we will go back to sleep until probably 6 o'clock. Joe will wake up with Owen. So he does watch the TV in the morning. He watches it. He'll lay there and watch it, and yeah, so he definitely does have that. I do put the TV on during the day for him, but he is definitely not the kind, unless he's sitting down eating, he won't sit still and watch it. He will be playing the whole time. If a song comes on that grabs his attention, he will listen to it and dance, but he doesn't really actually sit down and watch it. So I couldn't really tell you an amount of time. I guess Taylor's, we'd say probably half an hour to 45 minutes a day having screen time, but then it's also on in the background a lot. And Owen, same thing. I mean, he has that time in the morning consistently, but everything else is sort of, it just depends on that. I have no problem with screen time or the kids using technology, because honestly that's going to be a huge part of their life, as much as it's part of our lives now. It's going to be even more so for the kids. I mean, they're going to go to school and have laptops, they're going to, everything's online these days, and they need to know how to use it, they need to be able to use it well. So I want them to be able to use technology, as long as they have that balance where they're not, choosing every time to go on technology rather than play with their toys or go play outside, or have creative play, which at the moment my kids are very balanced in that way. They do know how to use, Taylor knows how to use technology really well, but she will also go outside and play at the park. She'll go play with her Barbie, she'll do puzzles, she'll do everything else that a 5-year-old or 4.5-year-old should be doing. So I'm very happy at this point. If it becomes a problem, then I will obviously take steps to limit the screen time, but at the moment it's working really well, and like I said, it's something that they're just going to have part of their lives, and I want them to figure out that balance early on in life rather than get addicted to it and not know what to do later on. That was a really long-winded answer to that question, I'm sorry. What is your go-to easy dinner that you give at least once a week? If I'm really can't be bothered, or if Joe and I are having something I just know the kids won't eat and I don't have enough time, or I guess a sandwich, like a cheese sandwich. Did you yell, cry or struggle today? Not today. Today I was okay, but yesterday morning, it's very early in the day, so that could still come. But yesterday morning I was running late because, what was yesterday? Was that Wednesday? Yeah, yesterday we were running late to get to school, which is partially my fault because I took too long to get out of bed for that morning. And Taylor was not getting dressed as efficiently as I would have liked, and again, it wasn't even her fault. I mean, she was going the same pace that she usually does. It was just that it was later in the morning because I hadn't got out of bed. But I didn't yell, but I raised my voice and told her to get on with it and hurry up and all that kind of thing. And Owen was like, he was in one of those moods where he was destroying everything. He was pulling things off counters. He was, I don't know, like he broke one of Taylor's tiaras. Like he was just being crazy yesterday, and I was overwhelmed at that point. Once he went down for his nap, it kind of got better, but the morning before his nap, I was just done. I was happy to put her in school, happy to put him down for a nap and just have 5 minutes. So yeah, yesterday was a struggle, but today so far is okay. What was the best moment of your day so far as a mum? Okay, so this morning I had a photo shoot at work, so I had to go to work early. Joe took Taylor to school because the timing wasn't going to work with me taking him to school, so that was fine. And then I took Owen with me to the photo shoot, which we were there for about probably 15 minutes. When we left, I pulled him out of the pram and put him in the car, and he just grabbed my head and pulled me in and just gave me the biggest kiss. And then he wouldn't let me go. He just wanted more cuddles. And it was just gorgeous. So we sat there for a good few minutes just having a cuddle and a kiss before we drove home. It was really, it just makes the heart grow. What is your secret guilty pleasure to reward your mum life? It's not really a secret, but every night after the kids go to bed, I pour myself a huge glass of orange juice, and I honestly feel like the way I feel about orange juice is the way other people feel about wine. Like, it relaxes me and I crave it, and I just want orange juice all day, but I don't want the kids to get into the same habit as me, because I would drink, 2 litres of orange juice a day if I could. So I wait till they go to bed and then I just drink all the orange juice I want, and it's fabulous and I love it, and that is my guilty pleasure. How often do you experience mum guilt? I don't really, to be honest. I'm not really the kind of person that worries about things just in general. Like, I don't, I do, obviously there are times that I get frustrated and I need to vent about things and stuff like that, but overall I'm quite a go with the flow kind of person. Like, I'm not completely blasé about things, but I just sort of go with the flow. The main thing that I do experience mum guilt with is I don't really take my kids outside to play very often. I'm getting a little bit better these days because like when we pick up Taylor from school, we sort of stay at the school for a little while and play outside of the playground and everything, but like during the day, it barely even occurs to me to take the kids outside to play. But and I know that's really bad, but on the other hand, Joe, my husband, he's like, all he does is take the kids outside to play. Like, that's his, like, he gets home from work and then like he'll put his bag down and get changed, and then he'll go straight outside with the kids and play for hours. I work on Saturday mornings, and those Saturday mornings, if Owen's not in bed, they're outside playing. So he does more than enough outside play with them. So I don't feel, like they're not getting outside play because he does it with them. So that is probably the main thing that I would feel guilty about. But in general, I don't. I really, really don't. They are happy kids. If they weren't happy, then obviously I would be feeling like I was doing something wrong. But they really are generally happy. I used to work with a girl that she would feel incredibly guilty about coming to work. She worked, I think, 2 days a week at that point, and she would feel guilty coming to work and missing out on her kids' school events and things like that. But the way I look at that is, as a kid, my parents both worked full time. They were very young parents, and they had to work because there was no other way. We wouldn't be able to afford to live if they didn't work. And if I think back to my childhood, I only have happy memories of my childhood, even though I guess my parents weren't there as often as maybe other parents were. I didn't feel that way. I never felt like I missed out on them. Like, I understood that they were working for a reason. So I feel like when I work, which I work 1 day a week, and then Saturday mornings, when I work and then I have to drop Taylor, Joe drops Taylor off at like the before school program or whatever, I don't feel guilty because I know Taylor's probably not feeling like she's missing out, because she's not, she's having other experiences that are going to be part of her life that she's going to have to learn from and grow from. So no, I don't really feel one. Share one taboo thing about motherhood that you think should be talked about more. It's not really about motherhood, and it's not really that taboo, but I really hated being pregnant. When I first got pregnant, I said to myself, I'm not going to complain, I'm not going to whinge about it the whole way through, because there are women out there that can't get pregnant, they struggle to get pregnant, and I feel so lucky to be able to have gotten pregnant in the first place and to be having a healthy pregnancy. That lasted maybe 2 months, if that. I felt sick. The day I felt pregnant, I felt sick, and throughout every single day throughout the entire pregnancy, I just felt like absolute crap all the time. There was not a moment in my pregnancy where I felt good. I enjoyed probably when the babies were kicking, but every other time, I hated it. I absolutely hated it. And I feel like if you say that you hate being pregnant, people are going to assume, like they just assume that you're ungrateful, or that you don't like your baby, or you don't love your baby that's growing inside you. And like, if you say, oh, it's really hard, oh, but it's such a miracle, and oh, la, 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 and it, sure, but it is so hard sometimes. And all those women that do suffer through a difficult pregnancy, you shouldn't have to pretend that you're having a great time, because it's exhausting, like, to be pretending that as well as being sick all the time. Like, I just think it should be okay for you to say, I did not enjoy pregnancy, I don't enjoy pregnancy. And breastfeeding as well. I did breastfeed. I breastfed Taylor for 6 months and Owen for 10 months, probably even close to a year. But I hated breastfeeding. It was horrible. Like, I hated the sensation of it. I liked the fact that they were getting the breast milk, but at the same time, the formula's great too. Like, as long as your baby's getting fed, I think that is the main, that's the main thing here. Just to say that you hate breastfeeding, people would be like, oh, you terrible person, I feel like pregnancy and breastfeeding, people are very, you're not allowed to not like it, if that makes sense. And I think that shouldn't be the case. I think that it's not for everyone. And basically people should just realise that and not give each other grief if, you know, you don't enjoy something about motherhood, basically. So yeah, that was the last of the questions. I hope you enjoyed this video. I waffled on for a long time, so I'm probably going to have to do a fair bit of editing to get this down to a reasonable length. If you do this tag, let me know, put a comment down below and let me know that you have done it, and I'll come over and watch it, because I would love to see these. I love to hear these answers. I think they're really interesting questions. I think Elise did a really good job of putting these questions together. I'd love to hear what other mums have to say. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye!